All right, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from Hop Butcher for the World, and they're out of Chicago, Illinois, and this is their Riprap. So this is an American pale ale that comes in at 5.75% alcohol by volume. No IBUs this in time of review. This can is approximately 1 month old, and I want to give a huge thanks and shout out to Hop Butcher, and more specifically Jeremiah for hooking me up with this one. I did not do a beer mail unboxing video of this beer or the other beer they sent along with this one, which was Deep Rinse, which I've already reviewed. They sent me a mixed 4-pack of this one and Deep Rinse, 2 of each, and just had other things going on. Was unable to film a beer mail unboxing, but rest assured, I totally appreciate everything Jeremiah sends my way, and I'm super thankful for not only Deep Rinse, but this one. And this is the first time I've ever had a pale ale from Hop Butcher. I don't think I've ever had one from them, so this sounds pretty good. They are hopping this one with the Nelson Sauvin and Dorado hops, and yeah, let's get into it. Do a little bit of a roll here, and get it into the glass. Hashtag proper glassware. Now that's the one thing I have now. In the recent beer mail unboxing video that I did, Jeremiah was kind enough to send a couple different Hop Butcher glasses, and this is fantastic. It has like the splatter on the sides and whatnot. I love this glass. I haven't yet to use it, but it's fantastic. I can already tell. Give it a pour here. So yeah, a little bit of crazy carbonation there. It's not going to go over, so poured it like an idiot. That's what you expect here in the Beer Patrol. A little bit of an aggressive pour. Has about a 37 finger head. So yeah, that pours out. Wow, that smells crazy. What the fuck? Yeah, that smells dynamite. So anyway, has this milky yellow-orange color. Very turbid and murky. Plays the role of what you would expect a New England style pale ale look like. I say American pale ale, but definitely looks like New England style pale ale. Literally has a we'll say 4-finger head, off-white, soap sudsy looking. I poured it like a moron, so that's what you kind of expect from this one. Oh, let's do the taste notes while I let the head dissipate a little bit. So they say, tasting notes, cold white grapes. I mean, it's Nelson Sauvin. More often than not, people will mention grapes, whether you're a beer reviewer or you're mentioning it on tap or you're just talking about it. Lush tropical fruit and zesty citrus. So definitely going for more of a fruit-forward pale ale for sure. But yeah, okay, so as we said, looks beautiful. Let's get a nose. So it smelled awesome when I poured it. Yeah, I mean, you can get the white grape. For me, a lot of times with Nelson, I have a tendency to get like passion fruit more than white grape or like gooseberries. Getting definitely passion fruit, a little bit of that white grape character. Pineapple. Honeydew melon, believe it or not. Almost like a bubblegum-esque kind of like yeast ester, so to speak. Yeah, definitely bubblegummy for me. Yeah, it smells bubblegummy, but like some kind of tropical fruit bubblegum flavor. Don't really get that too much out of Hop Butcher beers, but I'm getting it here. It smells like it's going to be a sweeter pale ale. It's making my mouth water, though, because there's so many nice tropical fruits and stone fruits in here. Really not getting any citrus. It's basically more of a tropical fruit, bubblegum-esque kind of nose to it. So I want to get into it. Cheers, everybody. Thanks again, Jeremiah. Oh, man. That's cool. It's funny because, I'd say 75% of the beers they send my way are double IPs at 7.5%. So to get a beer sub 6% is really nice. The body on this one's higher side of medium, higher side of low body, lower side of medium. So kind of skirting the lines there, almost getting into medium body range, but not quite. And unless you know, hey, this is a sub 6% beer. The body does for sure. Definitely appropriate. Mouthfeel still Hop Butcher through and through. Soft, smooth, creamy. Really works nice. The taste, though, that bubblegum essence, so to speak, bottom of the palate, like very, just like underlying, carrying through, but it's there and it's noticeable. And on top of that is just a wave of fruity goodness from tropical to citrus to stone. First thing that I notice is a honeydew melon. There's passion fruit. There's pineapple. There's mango. It has just like a really nice melange of different tropical fruits. Pass through the palate that there's like a zesty kind of grapefruit and orange pith that hits me. And it finishes with a slightly dank, almost, and I've always mentioned this before, where like you get pineapple that's like over-ripened and getting to the point where it's like kind of stinky and almost rotten, but not quite. Like it's a couple days away from just being, throw it in the trash. That's what I'm kind of getting with this, is like a stinky kind of tropical fruit. Not necessarily pineapple, but just like there's a stinky dankness on the back end, which might sound terrible, but like it's nice in here because there's so much fruit character that I want something to break up the monotony of all that fruit character, because it's a lot. So this is a different character that hits my palate and is welcomed because of that. It's just like, oh, you're flipping up, flipping the switch a little bit, and I like that. Finishes with a very soft bitterness. Slight dryness, but for the most part, it's leaning more towards the sweet side of a pale ale, but super drinkable. Yeah, man, I could crush a bunch of these. Jeremiah sent 2. I have the other one in the fridge. I might actually crush both of these today, just because it's drinking extremely well as we speak, and it's just something different from them. They've sent me 3 different, I believe, triple IPAs. They sent me a shit ton of double IPAs. They've only sent me a couple regular IPAs around 6.5% or lower. And this is the first time I had a pale ale, and they've done a great job with this one. Now, what makes this a pale ale compared to an IPA? Honestly, this kind of just drinks like an IPA. This drinks like maybe the body. I don't know the actual, if you set it down like nowadays, like the difference between a pale ale and an IPA is just what they put on the label, honestly. Like I've had 3 Floyd Zombie Dust, and like for so many years, to me, they say pale ale, that drank like an IPA to me. Like it's skirting the lines, like whatever. Whether this is a pale ale or an IPA, it's a 5.75% hazy of some sort that I really dig. You can't taste the alcohol. You could drink, a 4-pack of this and not really get shitty at all. As you see, I very rarely drink the entire glass, but like I'm close here. And that's because this is a perfect warm weather beer. At the time, I don't want to date this, the review, but let's just say we're in early July here, and it's like almost 90 degrees outside. Well, I'm reviewing this later at night, so it's probably like 85 out. And this is perfect with the humidity, with just the weather in general being warm. This is a beer that's quenching my thirst. It's going down super easy, and I could, like I said, crush a 4-pack of this. I think this is great for what it is. So, Riprap from Hop Butcher, I'm going to give it a high 4.25 out of 5. I'm going to go 4.3 out of 5. I think that's what it deserves. I think it's damn tasty. I think it's a great pale ale, and I hope and wish that Hop Butcher makes more of these lower ABV beers that have, this flavor-wise drinks like it's one of their 7.5% double IPAs, and it's almost 2% less. So the fact that they can get the flavor out of this beer at a sub 6% level is fantastic. You don't see a lot of breweries that can brew sub 6% any style that has the flavor of this. And it's just great to see. So price and availability, $12.99 a 4-pack, I believe. Fucking, if that's the case, and it is $12.99, I'm pretty sure it is. Yes, like buy a case of this. You fucking won't regret it. And then availability, wherever you see Hop Butcher, which is typically in the Chicago area. Outside of that, I have no idea, but such a good fucking beer. It really is. And right now, I don't know. I just finish this right now. So fucking good. So if you've had this one before, let me know what you think about it, because I'm digging it quite a bit. If you want to review the taste notes, cold white grapes, I don't really say much about the grapes and the taste. Sure. I guess. I don't. When it comes to Nelson, you mention grapes, and more often than not, people will be like, yeah. But for me, it was more like, like I said, passion fruit and pineapple and stuff of that nature. Pretty fucking good, though. Lush tropical fruit, without a doubt. Zesty citrus, yes. So I think they pretty much nailed the tasting notes, like they usually do, because they know what the fuck they're doing. They're brewing the beer, put the tasting notes down of what they taste, and more often than not, I get at least 2 of the tasting notes. Typically, that's what happens for me. That's what happened here. So I'm done rambling. Apologize for the longer review. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a longer review. But when I get a beer like this, that kind of hits me in the feels, and just something different and unique from Hop Butcher, we got to talk about it. So Thanks again to Jeremiah for hooking me up with this one. Thanks to everybody for the continued support for the Beer Patrol. I cannot thank you guys enough. Well over 1,000 subscribers at this point, and I don't know. I don't deserve it. I really don't. And a lot of people be like, oh, I don't. I talk about beer on camera. I do a poor job of it more often than not. But I do appreciate the continued support because, you know, without you guys supporting the channel, whether it's liking or commenting or just interacting, probably wouldn't be doing this because I'm just talking to camera. Not a lot of people are going to see it. So there's no point in it. But at the end of the day, you guys make the channel what it is. And I thank you. So till the next one. Cheers.